George Osborne's reappearance at the summit of British corporate life is one of those moments when Westminster law collides with the colder logic of global banking. The reports that he is now one of 3 finalists for the chairmanship of HSBC, £190 billion titan of the FTSE, have astonished almost everyone in the city. Astonishment, of course, is not quite the same as implausibility, is it? Osborne was approached quietly over the summer, part of a long and, to observers, somewhat chaotic search to find a successor to Sir Mark Tucker. HSBC has spent the better part of a year trying to steady its own succession after Tucker stepped down, leaving Brendan Nelson as interim. Yet here we are, with the former Chancellor, ex-newspaper editor, museum chair, cryptocurrency advisor, and Agnelli family investment overseer, suddenly within reach of one of the most powerful banking jobs in the world. The surprise centres on experience. Osborne has never chaired a public company, let alone one with HSBC's weight, regulatory exposure or diplomatic volatility. His rivals do. Norgib Keraj built his reputation in the engine room of Barclays and Standard Chartered. Kevin Sneeder ran McKinsey globally and now sits inside Goldman Sachs' Asian operation. In a normal year, one of them would be the safe pick, but this is not a normal year for HSBC and perhaps not a normal era for global banking. There is an argument whispered with the caution of people who fear sounding too imaginative in front of their peers that Osborne brings something the others do not. HSBC spans east and west. It earns its living in Asia, but is headquartered in London. Its strategy has been radically overhauled by Georges El-Hedri, its new chief, who has split the bank into eastern and western divisions while merging commercial and investment banking. The entire institution is now trying to reinvent itself for a world in which Washington and Beijing glare at each other across the Pacific. Osborne was famously the architect of Britain's so-called golden era with China. In Shanghai in 2015, he extolled a future of shared prosperity and close ties. He also, according to exports and reports, intervened in 2012 to help HSBC in its hour of trouble with US authorities over money laundering. These will be revived with forensic interest by anyone who wants him in the chair and by anyone who wants him out of it. Yet, the deeper reason the board may be entertaining his candidacy is that the chairmanship of HSBC has become a diplomatic post as much as a financial one. The bank is no longer judged simply on capital strength or market strategy. It is judged on its ability to survive the political crossfire between the world's 2 dominant powers. Osborne's critics see his past China enthusiasm as a liability. His supporters see it as fluency. His supporters also point to his intellect. Even his sternest critics in Westminster admit that Osborne absorbs detail fast and has the gift, rare among senior politicians, of understanding how a balance sheet works as well as how a headline lands. The board may not be seeking a banker so much as a strategist with stamina. Still, this would be a radical appointment. Regulators will ask hard questions about his lack of direct banking experience and the tangle of roles that he would have to abandon to take the post. Investors will wonder whether HSBC wants a chair who will smooth the political terrain or a chair who will interrogate its executives with the granular aggression of a seasoned financial operator. The symbolism is large. Osborne's return to a commanding financial position would signal that Britain's corporate elite is again willing to place a former Chancellor at the apex of a global institution, something that once felt natural but in recent years has seemed almost quaint. It would also show that HSBC is willing to take risks in pursuit of a chairman who can navigate the dangerous straits of US-China relations. Whether he gets it or not, the shortlist itself tells a story, doesn't it? It shows a bank that is no longer hiding within its Asian fortress or London heritage. It is searching for someone who can manage a balance sheet, a political map, a world tilting towards fragmentation. Osborne unexpectedly is back in that conversation, not as a relic of austerity, but as a possible helmsman of a financial colossus that wants a different kind of pilot.